Hey, Adar. Darrell. Yo. I'm just watching the new Superman official trailer. It's almost done. Hmm. Okay. Okay, I just watched the Superman trailer, the new one that was dropped today. I'm not interested in it, to be honest. Except for the dog. Superman's boring. Lois Lane is boring. Lex Luthor is boring. I don't find any of these characters fascinating. Christopher Reeves, when he played Superman, okay, it was a bit interesting. But if you ask me, am I going to spend an evening watching a Superman movie? No, no thanks. I would rather watch Michael Keaton's Batman. That I would watch. Because Batman is way more interesting than Superman, no matter who plays the Superman. The dog is interesting, though. I would watch the dog if they had a spin off. Super Dog. It's like we've never seen that before, right? On screen, a superhero dog. That would be interesting. It's like say, okay, what kind of movie could they make with just a dog that doesn't speak at all, just barks, has a cape, and has to fight evil? That would be more interesting, wouldn't it? Instead of Superman, we all know the story of Superman. Superman, blah blah. He's from the North Pole and from another planet. I feel like an outsider. I'm a farm boy. Oh, I have to go to the city. I have to get a job like the rest of the peasants and blah blah blah. Everyone can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman, which is stupid. Cause, duh, you can't hide that. If we had like a more better disguise, like if you had like a fat suit on, or like come on. Superman doesn't even try to hide it. His his real persona of Superman. It's so obvious. I don't know why. Whereas Batman, nobody knows who the real Batman is underneath that the cowl, the makeup, the suit. It could be anybody. So Bruce Wayne and Batman, there was a better contrast. And I don't like any of the Batmans in the movies except for Michael Keaton's Batman. And I'll tell you why. When I first saw Batman, like the 1988 Batman, the first Batman movie that Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson were in, that movie blew me away. Because, like, Batman was mysterious. Batman doesn't talk that much. A man that doesn't talk that much is interesting. Okay? Batman just, he has that presence. Keaton just has that presence. He's scary, he's mysterious, he's quiet, you don't know what he's going to do. It's the element of surprise. Whereas, who was the latest Batman? Was it Christian Bale? That I couldn't watch The Dark Knight. I couldn't watch Dark Knight Rises or Batman Begins without laughing. Cause every time, like when Christian Bale played Bruce Wayne, he was fine. But when Christian Bale put on the Batsuit, he just looked like some fat black. He looks like some guy wearing a giant black condom on his face and body. He's just too bulky. He's just too much muscle, right? And his face, Christian Bale's face is not slim like Keaton's, right? It's just pudgy. And then you add the cowl on top of it, and then he could move his neck. So Keaton, he had that straight that look, right? Keaton couldn't move his neck, but he had that that persona, like the devil incarnate, right? I prefer Keaton's. Like even though his suit wasn't functional, like Keaton could. Yeah, that's more. Isn't that more menacing, scary to you? Oh, like some presence just turns their whole body towards you, or all that. Keaton, Keaton had it. Christian Bale didn't. I was laughing during his Batman scenes because he looked like a comedy. And I was like, are we supposed to be scared of Batman or laughing at him? He didn't look scary. He didn't have presence. So, I'm just enjoying some fresh fruit. Not going to hit the gym today. I had a very long day at work. I haven't streamed in a while. Hello Espinoza from England. I have a coworker that's from England, UK. So yesterday I had a very intense gym session, so I'm just gonna rest today. And the last live session I did on this channel at the gym, that video got demonetized so quickly because of the shitty mainstream music that was playing at the gym. So I realized that if I were to live stream at the gym, it would be demonetized right away. And again, it's the same pattern for me. I go to the gym, people just come up to me and ask for help. I help them. I try to do my workout. More people come ask for my help. I try to film some stuff for YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. And people freak out the stuff that I do in the gym. You can see in the shorts, YouTube shorts on my other channel, Hey Just, what I do. Because no one trains like me at the gym. You can tell based on the footage. 11 pounds in 1 month? You can lose 11 pounds of water in 1 month. Fighters do it all the time. Is it safe? No. It's a gradual process. Can we be more? The better question is, can we be more consistent in 1 month? Sure. You try to commit to the 1 month and then you try to stick to it the second month, third month. Try to be consistent with your routine. Going to the gym. Know when to cut back. Like yesterday, I did a really heavy session. I lifted really heavy weight. Did a lot of mobility. Did a lot of calisthenics, gymnastics. Did some boxing. I trained a guy. There's a guy at the gym I train. He wants to learn how to fight, so I'm teaching him. So, yeah, know when to relax and chill and take a break from all that. All right, you don't need to train 7 days a week. You can go for a walk, but you can't train intensely 7 days a week. Is what I'm saying. You can ride a bike. I ride a bike. I walk. I stretch. You can stretch every day. But the way I train is intense, like 2 to 3 hours nonstop, intense workout. No talking. I sweat like crazy, and I just kill my body. I don't think any human can put up with my kind of training. It's just brutal torture. So, but for the average person, doing like weight training, a little bit of cardio. Yeah, you can do that 7 days a week. I see some kids going to the gym like 7 days a week. They do those very light workouts with the dumbbells and cardio. It's like, yeah, I could do that every day, but I don't because I push myself. I'm my own worst enemy. I'm my own coach. I push myself further and further. I get injured a lot, and everything around. I've pretty much broken or busted up. You can see my knuckles here. Mm-hmm. So this is a new item I picked up recently. It's not candy. It's just a like a kind of like a racquetball, rubber ball. All you have to do is just crush it. There's two. Just crush it. Just get the pump. So I've been experimenting it with these and these, putting them together. Okay, so I've been doing this. So when I'm at the desk, I'm always squeezing something. Okay, so I saw this video about this guy. He trained his thumb presses like this. That's it. So you can see like that. You see the muscle there flexing? Now it doesn't look like much, but it can be once you're like thousands of reps in. So basically, I do this when I'm at the desk. Okay, I don't count the reps. Just pump, 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 pump until like an hour goes by. Okay, same thing with this. Set it up, pump, pump, pump it. See that? Look at that. Goes there that way, and then look at this part. Okay, now I've noticed that my thumb is getting much stronger. This part here is getting much stronger because what I do is I grab a 45 pound bumper plate. Now I couldn't do it before because I didn't have the strength here, but now I have the strength to grip the 45 pound bumper plate for a few more seconds. Okay, so this is what I do. I don't count, I just squeeze, move them around. There's what do you call that? These Chinese stainless steel metal balls that they would rotate back and forth. Just crunch, 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 and then you switch to the other hand. Crunch, crunch, crunch it. Okay. Crunch. And this ball, it bounces easily. So that's another good effect. Just bounce it like a racquetball. If you have questions, type them out. I'm just on the computer right now, just looking at stuff. I should do an OBS setup here. It's just Running Man, hello. Are you doing our late night running session today? You know, when the weather gets good, summertime especially here in Vancouver, yeah, going out for a night run is awesome. Fresh air, but it's warm enough to like, yeah, not worry about catching a cold running at night. Sometimes like the sun is out. Sun is still out like 9 p.m. here in Vancouver in the summertime. Nice effect. What kind of running shoes do you have? Okay, this is a really hard exercise right here. Like that. Okay, so just 2 fingers press. Asics. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, a lot of people don't really know about Asics. People know Haka, people know OnCloud, obviously Nike, what else, Reebok. But most people, when they think of running, they don't know about Asics that much. Because Asics is a Japanese brand. Now, funny thing about Asics, Asics is connected with Onitsuka Tiger. Okay? And also, Onitsuka Tiger are the shoes that Bruce Lee wore when he trained. You can see him wearing Onitsuka Tiger shoes when he's like training at home. Okay, it's like those 2 lines, the stripes. It's kind of like a reverse Nike check mark. It just goes downwards. Anyways, Onitsuka Tiger was bought out by Asics, and Asics is connected with Mizuno. It's another Japanese brand. Okay, and Mizuno are the shoes that Naoya Inoue, the boxer, Japanese boxer that recently won, those are the shoes that he wears, boxing boots, Mizuno. So Asics is a very good running brand. Very, very popular in Japan, but not many people in North America know about Asics running shoes. It's very hard to get them here in Canada too. I noticed. Not a lot of variety compared to like Nike. But from what I've seen, nurses or people that work standing during their shift, they like to wear OnCloud or Haka. For example, nurses. A lot of nurses that walk around throughout their shift. Doctors and all that. Mm-hmm. Blackberries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries. My favorite fruit. Mm-hmm. I know Brooks and Salomon, but I don't really wear them. Maybe I just wear Nikes when I train and run. I can't get my hands on good Asics shoes unless I import them to Canada. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What the? What the? Oh, the running room. Yeah, I know that store. Uh, there's one near where I live. Running room. Yeah, they have all of that. Haka, On Cloud, Brooks Solomon. Here's a problem with running outside, okay, that I've experienced personally. There's only one place I can run, which is within the suburbs of my neighborhood, okay? I'll tell you some experiences I've had, like different places I ran. There was a track and field at a school, it was a high school, that I used to run regularly around. Just a high school track and field. I would run around, do laps, right? Because I can measure how many laps I was running. The problem I had with running there, though, was that there were just so many families gathered there at night, and they were all walking around the track. So families like parents, young kids, grandmas, all yakking and gossiping and walking around the track late at night. It was safe, but the problem was I was tired of weaving around these people, and the crowds got bigger and bigger. I just got annoyed with that, so I stopped running around the track and field. Second place I tried to run was on a dirt road. Okay, so like a dirt road, countryside, near where I lived. I tried running around that area, so no people, but there were just a lot of crazy cars passing by, back and forth. And a lot of these cars, I don't know what, I don't know why. Like they tried to clip me or something, you know? Because I'm running forwards and I don't know who's running. I don't know what kind of car is driving from behind me, right? So there was one time I ran. I was on this open dirt road, and this car, it was a Jeep that was driving from behind me. And then just as the Jeep passed me, I heard a dog like try to bite my ear. And what happened was the owner of this Jeep had his dog in the back. And the dog, you know what dogs do? They stick their head out and feel the wind. So this dog was inches from my ear and tried to bite my ear. And then the the Jeep just drove off. The owner, the driver didn't apologize or anything. So that was freaky. So after that, I tried running in the opposite direction. So I started running towards oncoming traffic. And that was even worse because a lot of cars, they're blinking their light, flashing their headlights at me, and they think I'm nuts or something. But that was safer than, running and not knowing who's behind me, driving past me from behind. And then I went to, where else did I go? Yeah, sidewalk. But here's another problem with the sidewalks. There's a lot of dog walkers, dog owners here in my neighborhood. I don't know, for some reason. There's just lots of dogs. And for some reason, they don't leash their dogs. They just let them roam free. So there's always a chance where the dog could snap and bite you, right? There's no leash. So that's another problem. I've done this at parks too. I ran around the trails in the parks, and I would come across dog owners with no leashes on their dogs. So again, the dog could just would run up to me. I don't know what this dog wants or thinks I'm a threat. So I got tired of that too, right? And then I went to the athletic park. So the soccer fields, like the synthetic soccer fields outside. I started running in those areas. But the problem with the synthetic turf soccer fields was that there were so many sports teams, kids, sports teams occupying these places in the evening. You know, the kids get out of school, they go to soccer practice. They practice on the soccer field. Even weekends, even busier. So it was very rare that I could get a soccer field, a synthetic soccer field, all to myself and just do sprints. Yeah, I know what you're saying, sunrise. But the problem with Vancouver is it's just so there's if you run on grass in the morning here in Vancouver, there's just so much dew, morning dew. The grass is wet and you'll slip and fall. So where else have I ran? I've ran in the city. Again, cars jumping out of nowhere in the corners. So do you see what I'm getting at? There's not a lot of places for me to just focus on running it, not worry about these external variables. Wet grass, dogs unleashed, normal people chatting and walking and being an obstruction on the track, cars just going crazy from behind or in front of you. You know? I'm not difficult. I'm just telling you like my personal experience. I had to deal with. So I've never had like a incident free run. It's always some sort of problem maker, troublemaker. Dog owner, car, kids, rain, all that. And what else? Run on the treadmill, yeah. Ran on the treadmill, and then there's people beside me that don't wear deodorant or rip a big fart in my face when I'm running. It happens. So, yeah, it's very hard. Very hard for me to get a nice peaceful run. That's what I'm saying. Big parks early in the morning. Okay. A lot of dog walkers as well in the morning, walking their dogs before they go to work. I'll tell you one thing. I had a neighbor many years ago. He was a nice old man, and every time he was out of his house, he would always carry a golf club. So he would go for his walk, morning stroll or afternoon stroll, and down to the park, back to his home. And he would always carry a golf club. So I asked him one day, "Why are you carrying a golf club every time you're out of the house?" And then he told me that uh, he was attacked by a dog once. What happened was the dog owner, didn't leash the dog, and then the dog ran after him, and he had no way to protect him, defend himself. So ever since that day, he started carrying a golf club. So he would go for his morning walk with the golf club in hand, just in case the dog started running up to him. So there you go. A lot of dog walkers, dog owners here. Like I said, I stay on the sidewalk as well. But sometimes there's dog owners that don't care, unleash their dog. So what happens is, okay, here's what happens. I'm running on a sidewalk late at night, and then in the opposite direction, there's a dog and a dog owner. And I'm just gonna assume that even if the owner has a leash on the dog's gonna snap at me. It's gonna bite me or try to go towards my crotch. So what I do is, just as we're approaching each other, I run onto the the road, the cars road. Swerve around them, avoid them, because I don't know what's gonna happen. It's late at night. Dog might panic and start barking, biting at me. So you never know. And then what? What are you gonna do? You're gonna start a fight with the dog owners. Like, why don't you leash your dog? And then the dog owners is like, why don't you mind your own business? It's just you can't fight stupid people. You just avoid them, leave them be. Hmm. Ugh. Whoa. Hmm. 5 a.m. Hmm. Here's an sorry. Here's another question. If you run at 5 a.m., let's say 5 to 7 a.m., do you take a nap after? Because most boxers, what they do is they go for their road work in the morning. They get home, eat breakfast, and then they take a nap, and they wake up like around noon for their next session, training session. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, if I woke up at 5 a.m. started running, I would probably want to take a nap after finishing my run, eating my breakfast. Yeah, definitely I would need a nap before I can like start my day again. And Mayweather runs late at night. Do you know why? If I could have an ideal running situation, it would be running late at night, like Mayweather, running around the city, through the city streets, on the car roads, yeah, with like an entourage behind me, so like a big SUV car with the bright halogen lights, so I could see where I'm running. Like Mayweather's setup is awesome. He has an entourage and the SUV behind him, slowly driving, following him, and you just can run freely on the open roads late at night. That's what I would love. And do you know why Mayweather runs late at night instead of early in the morning? If you look at all the boxers you can compare him to, nobody does running like Mayweather. Like Mayweather's like one of those few that runs late at night instead. Like Mayweather, he sometimes runs like 11 p.m. So he'll finish his boxing session in the evening, and then afterwards he'll just go for a run from like 11 p.m. to like 2 a.m. You'll see him running. Okay, one is because less traffic, obviously, but the second reason that most people don't know is that boxing fights take place in the evening. Do you ever see a boxing fight being held early in the morning, unless you're in a different time zone? So, for example, the boxing match is being taken place in Dubai or Saudi Arabia, then yeah, you're gonna catch that fight early in the morning here in the Northwest. But in the evening is when your energy is really up. Long time no see. Oh, I've been live streaming. I did look through my channel. You can see a bunch of live streams I did. So so Mayweather knows that a boxer fights in the evening. Okay, the main event is like 8 p.m., 9 p.m. ish. That's when your energy is most concentrated. So Mayweather trains according to how he fights. He trains at night, he fights at night. It's that simple. Whereas everyone else trains in the morning, but they fight at night. What happens if you train in the morning and you fight at night? Your body has to get used to that cycle or that schedule. So, for example, if your body is used to getting up at 5 a.m., but also used to going to sleep at 9 p.m., how are you going to keep your body awake when it's fight night at 9 p.m.? On that one night, your body physically might shut down whether you would like it to or not. Isn't that interesting? So train the way you fight. I would rather run late at night versus run at 5 a.m. I'm not going to have a boxing fight at 5 a.m. Are you? But that's just my preference. Some people are morning people. I'm not. I can go really late at night and I can just sleep in when it's like 5 a.m. What's my routine these days? You can check it out. I usually train in the evening. So after 6 p.m., train for a good 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, but I'm not training for a marathon. You could, but I'm not. So I don't need to train in the morning. If marathons are held in the morning, then I would train in the morning. But yeah, I'm more of a fighter than a marathon runner. So I train late at night. Uh, most of my gyms they close around 10 p.m. So I train from like 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then afterwards I go to the supermarket get some groceries because buying groceries late at night is super chill. You don't need to line up. You don't need to deal with the stress of the crowds. Of course, MMA. Of course, everything. Okay. Calisthenics or gymming? I choose neither. I've said this before. I don't believe in styles, like Bruce Lee said. Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss all that heavenly glory. Yesterday, I was training alongside a powerlifter, for example. So last night, I was doing my workout, which is pretty intense and pretty, how you can say, undefinable to most people because I don't believe in styles. However, the guy that was training next to me was a powerlifter, and all he did throughout the evening was powerlifting. He didn't do stretching, he didn't do cardio. All he did was just lift a barbell off the ground, just to start doing deadlifts. Sat down, checked his phone. 10 minutes go by, then he goes for another attempt. That's all he did. And that's all he's ever going to do. That's just concentrating on the finger. He's missing all of that heavenly glory. So, what Bruce Lee is trying to tell you is that styles separate men. Style is where imagination goes to die. You need to free your mind and accept that we only have 2 arms and 2 legs. How can I express myself honestly, not lying to oneself? Okay? So, the guy that was training powerlifting, how can I say? He was quite astonished seeing how I train because he was trying to categorize me. Say, is this guy doing does this guy do calisthenics? Does this guy do MMA? Does this guy do bodybuilding? Does this guy do powerlifting? Does this guy do yoga? He's trying to put me in a box, but he couldn't because I was doing all of these things, right? And I was just flowing in the gym. So you might think I'm a calisthenics athlete. No, I'm not. You might think I'm an MMA fighter. I'm not. You might think I'm a boxer. No, I'm not. You think I'm a gymnast. No, I'm not. I incorporate elements of each, but I'm not completely devoted to one dogma. And that's the problem I see in people's training. They believe, oh, judo is the best, powerlifting's the best, bodybuilding's the best. They're all just separated. They all are focusing on the finger. They can't see the moon, the heavenly glory. Roger God, hello. Compound is fine. But what I'm saying is that powerlifter is going to do powerlifting the next day, and then the next day, he's going to do the same thing for the rest of his life until he finally realizes that his body can no longer tolerate that narrow-minded way of training. Right? Just look at Ronnie Coleman. He is a perfect example of what I'm trying to say. He focused on bodybuilding, he didn't stop bodybuilding, and his body broke because he was so goddamn stubborn. He couldn't walk because he wasn't listening. He couldn't see the heavenly glory. So what I'm saying is adapt what is useful, discard what is useless. Honestly express yourself. And I'm not saying be a jack of all trades, master of none. All right? Nor am I saying put all your eggs in one basket like Ronnie Coleman did. Like become bodybuilding from a young age all the way to he crippled himself. Yes, if your body's breaking down from working out, you did it wrong. However, if your body is breaking down and getting stronger, so for example, you tear the muscle fibers and then it repairs itself and it grows bigger, it becomes a stronger muscle, then you're doing it right. Right? There's a difference between soreness and injury. Okay? Ronnie Coleman injured himself. He could no longer walk. Soreness is like, oh wow, I really lifted heavy yesterday, but I'll be fine. I will still be able to use my arms and legs, unlike Ronnie Coleman. Okay? And it's not just bodybuilding. It's every person focusing on just one thing. It's like a person looking at a tree branch, whereas they can't see the full tree. So all of these different styles of training that you see out there that people gravitate towards, right? It all stems from the same tree. Okay? We only have 2 arms and 2 legs. We don't have 3 arms. We don't have 4 legs. We don't have wings on our back. We don't have a dragon tail. We don't shoot lasers out of our eyes. Not yet. So accept these limits and ask yourself, how can I use these to the maximum potential? Okay? So my style of training is constantly evolving. So you know that early on, this YouTube channel was focused mainly on swimming. I don't do that much swimming anymore. You know, really, I told you, I got tired of getting sick all the time. The chlorine exposure, dealing with public nuisances, just people cutting me in and out of the lanes. dealing with the bullshit, bureaucracy, and all that. People fighting for pool space. I just got sick of it. I didn't have. I could either keep following the dogma of swimming, like, oh, this is a swimming channel. This is what I believe in. Swimming is the best out of everything. It's better than any other sport or way of training. Again, like Bruce Lee said, you're concentrating on the finger and missing all of that heavenly glory. So, today you may be a runner. Tomorrow you'll be a runner. Sooner or later, though, it's going to catch up to you. It's going to catch up to you. Bodybuilder, judo, karate, all of it, okay? So, if you really want to learn how to free your mind and to not accept styles, and understand the way I train, here are a few things that you can do. Focus on the 5 elements, okay? 5 elements of training. I've said this before. Speed, strength, stamina, stretching, skills. Okay? 5 elements. You don't have to be a gymnast. You don't have to be a boxer. You don't have to be a powerlifter. I'm not telling you what you should be, but you should be aware of these 5 elements in your training. Am I working on speed? Am I working on strength? Am I working on stamina? Am I working on skills? Am I working on stretching throughout my workout, throughout my training session? Think about that. Powerlifter, he's working on skill, the skill, right? Clean and jerk. He's working on speed. He's working on strength, but to a very narrow tunnel. Okay, there's no stamina involved. There's no stretching involved. He didn't do any of that. Okay, it's explosive strength. I get it. I powerlift too, but that's all he did throughout his session. Pedro Paulo. Hello, Brazil. Squats, deadlifts, lunge, push-ups, pull-ups, they're all fine. Great, they're good. But there's more as well. You can explore it. How about bridge push-ups? How about handstand push-ups? How about tiger bends? Explore, okay? Don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to fail. Okay? As long as you're alive, you are an evolving process of learning, okay? You're never going to stop learning until the day you die, okay? You will always, there is no such thing as a master, okay? Once you call yourself a master, you have given up learning anything else. You stop learning. You can't accept anything. You're just a stubborn fool, okay? I will constantly be learning till the day I die. I will always be the student. That's all I have to say for now. I gotta do some work now. Unless you have any questions before I go. So, before I go, I have to plug in my free offer. So if you click the link down below, beacons.ai/Justin Patrick, you'll see a free PDF you can download. 100 health and fitness tips. Download it. It's free. 100 tips I've accumulated over 25 years of training. Okay, it's all free. I just want you to learn and know the way I think, right? is way different than anything else you'll see online or in person. Okay, they're trying to sell you something. They sell you calisthenics. They sell you bodybuilding. They sell you running. I don't sell any style. Okay. All right. So the only way you can kind of understand what goes through my mind. Okay, download the PDF. Okay, that's the first step. 100 health and fitness tips. It's free. The link is down below. Get that, and then subscribe to my other YouTube channel if you can. Hey Just, HEYJUSX. Okay. And yeah, if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna go. All right. Cheers, guys. Have a good night.